Right. Y'all want an opening comment? Okay. All right.
It's always good.
Always good. Okay, well, first of all, man, God was showing off today. How about that beautiful day? I mean, just a beautiful day, incredible. Really appreciate our fans. I mean, it's not like this everywhere, and I think sometimes people can forget that. Man, this place is special, and to see our fans show up, and driving in this morning, and people were out there tailgating and enjoying the day, and all those people at Tiger Walk, for the unveiling of the captains, those guys going in concrete today. That was a really cool thing. And coming off, I've lost my voice because we had the all-in ball last night. And that was, I think we raised right at $1.59 million last night for this community, and that was really, really cool. So just a great day, man. Really beautiful to see, again, so many people come out and give us the opportunity again to create a game field when you split your team and you got guys getting a chance to start. And, sometimes things that you've seen in practice, and all of a sudden they get in there. A young guy like Wesco, for example, early on, he missed a block, he had a poor release, it's like, but then he kind of settled down. And I think, you need moments like this to prepare. Again, that's the reason why people have preseason games and scrimmages and things like that against other people. So it's a very meaningful day. Obviously, you're not going to take a whole lot schematically out of a spring game and things like that, but just from a personnel standpoint, to give a lot of guys opportunity, it'll help them grow, help them develop, and help us evaluate them a little bit further. So a good day. I got a chance to see a lot of guys, flash and make some plays. It was fun. Obviously, we had some guys. I think we held Brandy, held Maffa, held RJ, held Barry. Those guys have played a lot of snaps, and we really want to evaluate the guys behind them a little bit more, or expose them a little bit to bring them along like we need. And then we obviously have some guys injury-wise at different stages of their return to play protocol. So, but all in all, a good spring. It'll be a great spring if we go do the work that we need to do this summer, because it all has to be. But all in all, you hate to see it come to an end, because this is the best part of being with players every day, and just the process of meetings and practice and review and all that stuff. So now we got a good 3 weeks of training coming up. This is a big 3 weeks for us from a strength and conditioning standpoint, and really setting the tone for the summer. As y'all know, we get out of school early around here, so we got 15 days of class for 3 weeks. And it's finals, and they're out of here for a little while before we really get back going with their skills and drills the latter part of May. So a lot of work to do these next few weeks.
Well, Coach, you lost a quarterback when Helms transferred out, and you've always talked about the moxie of Trent Pierman, of course, Danny Pierman's son, but he really showed that moxie today, didn't he?
Yeah, he's always shown it. Nobody just wants to believe you. But there's a reason. He's one of the reasons we didn't go take another quarterback. Because we really believe in this kid. I mean, he's a two-time Gatorade Player of the Year. I mean, you don't get lucky and win back-to-back state championships, and you don't. This guy threw for a gajillion yards in high school. You gotta have something to you. A lot of things with him. He's a little undersized. Got a good arm, not an elite arm. But he plays with good timing, great timing, and he has a really good understanding. And just again, a lot of moxie, a lot of gamesmanship to his game that comes naturally to him. That he's been around it a long time. And just has complete ownership of what we do. Very familiar to him with some things that he did in high school as well. So I'm proud of him, and that's why we wanted to get him on both sides. We like our group. We really do. We like all three of our quarterbacks, and Paul Tyson has practiced all spring, and he stayed sharp, and he would be ready to play today if we needed him to be. We got another really good walk-on kid coming in, a preferred walk-on guy that'll give us a little more depth there too. But we like our guys. We like those three. That's kind of how we wanted to get through the spring, and knowing that we have Paul there as well. If you get to a fourth quarterback, it probably ain't very good anyway. It's probably bad. Probably got bigger problems, but to be able to have a guy like Paul Tyson sitting there is a bonus for us, because he's ready. And he's coaching every day, and he's a part of putting it all together. we feel good about the position. A couple plays, today that, all of them would like to have a play or two back, but it's good to see. And good for Trent, too, because nobody really knows much about him or talks about him, but he's been consistent like that in practice, for the last year or so.
Where would you say your offense is coming out of the spring?
Incomplete, just incomplete. I mean, I think we're more confident. It's probably another word I would say. We're more confident than we were this time last year, but we're still incomplete. I thought we threw a call pretty good today for the most part, but no Cole Turner. We didn't have Tyler Brown out there. We didn't have Salado. We got T.J. Moore coming this summer. We didn't have Noble Johnson out there. So those are all guys. I mean, when we become a complete group, we got a chance to, I think, be really good. And they should. I mean, there's a lot of guys back. We lost Putnam, right? We lost Shipley. So most everybody's back, for this offense. And year 2 in the system, we got a chance to be much more confident group. And our quarterback, taking another step is going to be a big part of that.
You feel like you saw another step from him today?
I saw another step from him all spring. It's a lot more than just today. I thought he did a good job today. Just put some good drives together, made some good decisions. Some that maybe didn't appear to be a good decision, maybe to just a simple play, but it's a great decision as a coach when you're evaluating certain things, whether it's situationally some things that he did. So I'm proud of him. He's been really, really good all spring. He's been really good. So he's just getting better and better and better. I think you'll continue to see that progression from him, but still a lot of work to do.
Your 5-star Peter Woods last year had a really big spring game. Today, Sammy comes out, first play, sack, tied for the lead in tackles, 8 with Wood as.
Yeah, I mean he's a natural. He's still grasping everything. Just you got to remember this kid played every snap on both sides of the ball, and so. Now he's getting exposed to a lot more defensively, and we've kept him at one spot, all spring, really trying to just hone him in. I mean, he's got the speed and the talent to really play wherever, but we're just trying to really build a good foundation from him. So it's a good group. I know he's glad that he was able to come in early and get a lot of this learning curve, cut down a little bit, so now he can go attack the summer and fall camp, and hopefully by September he can be in a position to help us. But it starts for Woodaz and it starts for Barrett. Those are 2 really special players, and the good thing for Sammy is he's got them as a model of what it should look like. And then I'm really proud of Kobe. Kobe had a really good spring for us. He's just a good football player. He's just a guy that lacks a few measurables, but he makes plays every day because he just really has good football IQ and understands things. He's tough. He can run. Jamal Anderson today, he had an outstanding day. And that's what's fun about a game like this, because now he's going out and you got to go start, right, and play some big minutes. And man, it was awesome. That was an unbelievable play that he made. And then came back and made another one, but it was a penalty. So really, really happy for him. D. Creighton right out of the gate having a sack as well. So that whole group is coming together, and we got more on the way. Drew Woodaz will be showing up in here, and Cooper Taylor's coming in here this summer. So I think it'll be a good little group, and a lot of competitive guys that have a lot to chance to compete and get on the field.
You talked about sitting a lot of the starters today, the backups, and early enrollees come in. I mean, and they, like you said, just showed out. It's got to show what the belief and the faith you had when they came in, and why you guys went after them, especially early.
Yeah, I mean, we just, like I said, we sat RJ and Brenny and Barrett and Maffa. Those are the 4. And again, I mean, I've seen a million plays of RJ and a million plays of Maffa and Brenny. I wanted to see Marcus and Olsen, and I wanted those guys, Sapp and my man Banks Pope. I want to give them some opportunity. I want to see all those safeties. I mean, we got a million safeties, and I want to see them all play. We got young freshmen, Noah Dixon and Joe. Ricardo wasn't able to go today because he had a foot injury, but those kids need to play. Billings, Kyler Webb. You know, they need to go get with Venables. You know, Venables, he hadn't played football in forever. I went up to him today and I said, man, it's just fun to be able to go play football. And he was having a ball out there. So it was good to see that. So those were the 4 we didn't play. Everybody else, you know, they got a lot of work in and got done what we needed to get done.
So Hoffler,
Yeah,
and
awesome.
Wilson and Denhoff make some plays. I mean, how much better do you guys feel about defensive end?
Yeah, we feel, you know, we've made good progress. We got a lot of work to do still this summer, but, you know, Chris has done a great job with those guys. You know, Denhoff, he's just kind of, you know, he's our steady Eddie. Just, and he's just getting better. The game has slowed down for him, and, you know, he's just relentless and tough, and he's just consistent, you know. And he's just a guy you know you can count on. Man, Jaheim's been coming. Jaheim he's been on the rise. You know, he was a 200 and maybe, I don't know, he might have been 212 when he got to Clemson. And he just like, all right, well, let's just throw him over here for a year and we'll see if he'll work, and then we'll revisit. And that's kind of what we did. And then this past year, you know, you started to see a little bit. But, you know, just another year. So now he's going out, he's going to be a redshirt sophomore. Now he's 245 pounds. And he's got some athleticism. He's gotten stronger, and he's just a savvy kid, man. And you know, I'm proud of him. It's important to him. He plays with a high motor. He's tough, very competitive kid, and it's good to see that. And you know, he's athletic. You know, here he covering the wheel route, you know, out of the backfield and going up, and you know, he played wide out. I've watched him his whole life. You know, this kid has been, he and Clay the same. They've been together forever, and. So, you know, he played receiver for a long time until they finally realized you need to get on down there and let's get serious about football. But he's got athleticism, really good basketball player. So he's got a good future. But, you know, the other guy was Hoffler today. Man, his get off, I mean, we needed to see that. And for him to be able to go out and start today to have I mean, this kid's twitchy. He's a natural pass rusher, but he's big. You know, he's bigger than Jaheim. And that, you know, now Jaheim's kind of closed the gap from a size standpoint to where he looks like the rest of the guys. But Hoffler showed up here looking like you're supposed to look, and naturally is a good pass rusher. But the game's just got to slow down for him a little bit. And again, Chris is in it. You know, he challenges that kid every day. It was good for him to have some success there. So, you know, I like the group for sure. Peter wasn't able to go today, but, you know, you got Caden out there who's getting a lot of reps, and we got Big Mayo showing up here this summer. We got the young Kasai kid. So it's a group that's a work in progress, I would say. That position is still incomplete. We don't have Armand Mason, you know. You've heard me talk about Armand Mason, and you know, Armand is a kid that'll be a factor if he's healthy and he makes it back for fall. That'll be a kid that'll have a chance to get in the mix too. So, you know, it's coming together, but you know, that group is still a little incomplete.
I was just about to ask you about Lawson. You looked like a DB on that pick, but it was a good day for the Daniel boys. I mean, Crosby had some catches.
Yeah.
Your son Clay had a catch.
Yeah.
Venables had a TFL. How much fun do you have watching those Daniel boys
Oh
play?
man, listen, it's one of the best programs in this state. You know, I mean, they're well coached and they're tough, and you know, it's cool when those kids have an opportunity. You know, you had Bryce Smith out there playing today. You know, obviously we got you know, Kyle Young out there, Watson Young. He wasn't able to play today, but we got a bunch of great kids from that program that have come in here and really done a good job for us.
Dabo, what's the challenge to your team this summer?
Team and leadership. You know, that's what has to happen. You're not gonna win. You'll win some games, but you can't win at the highest level without being an elite team. And I'm talking about team. I'm talking about selflessness. I'm talking about servant leadership. I'm talking about caring about each other, knowing each other. You know, that type of stuff. I mean, you got to be together. So that's a big part of what the summer's about. It's really being together as a team. That's how you win. That's how we win at Clemson. You know, you gotta really be. You're stronger together, and then you know, leadership and just the chemistry that comes with that. You know, and it's not just seniors. I mean, you can be a freshman. You know, I mean, Tyler Brown was a leader the day he got here. He wasn't sitting around waiting on somebody to lead him. You know, he just putting the work in and showing up every day. And so leadership doesn't know an age, you know. And so all of just developing that across the board, in all position groups, all throughout the team. I think that's a big part of every summer. So excited about that process, and it's a part of our job as we develop that and create opportunities for them to lead. And the summer is a big time to do that.
Place kicking situation coming out of spring.
Yeah, I think they both did some good things, you know. And Robert had a really good spring. He probably we'll see what the tallies are after today, but. I mean, they're like within a percentage point or two of each other, so it's pretty close. I think Robert might have been just on top, but you know, still got a long way to go. And then it was good to see a game today. So Hoosier goes out there and knocks down a couple of kicks. I think one of them was maybe a 48-yarder, and you know, Robert just getting back to creating the consistency in his game. And what was that, like a 57-yarder or something? And that, you know, he just. So right, good pass at it. You know, he got some balls up and things like that. So he's had a good spring, but to be continued. Best thing I can say. We don't play till August 31st, so you know we got a long way to go, and those guys are going to continue to compete. And you know, we'll see how it all shakes out. And I think Jack Smith's had a really good spring. Our punter. I'm really proud of him. He's taken a very noticeable step with his confidence and his consistency, and then, you know, Aiden has just been steady Eddie for us.
You had some really good situations in this game. You had a 2-minute drill at the end of the first half, some goal line, goal-to-go situations, 3rd and short, 4th and short. How important is it to have that in front of fans, have those situations?
It's very important, and we had a lot of red zone this little scrimmage, which we were awful at last year, you know, and so it was good to see us do a good job of finishing some drives, whether it be a kick or a touchdown. You know, hanging on to the ball, not having stupid, you know, penalties and things like that. So, you know, it's good. It's always good when those things. Sometimes you manufacture that when you're scrimmaging and stuff. We make sure we get the type of work that we need. But today, organically, some things happened that was fun to see.
There was a moment in the game where you kind of got on Shelton Lewis after a personal foul penalty. That was kind of like just to kind of get on like.
Yeah, he's a guy that plays with a lot of emotion, and I love that. You know, won't ever take that away from him, but you can't become emotional. You know, when you're emotional, then you get outside of yourself and you get stupid. You do stupid stuff like that. That's a very, very costly penalty. It's just extra, right? You know, and you can't do that. You know, those are things those are plays that can really cost you in close games. And you know, we don't have a lot of margin for error, you know, with the type of schedule that we play. You know, and those are games that get you beat. That can mean a touchdown versus a field goal. You know, so just got to play with a little bit more poise. And he's a guy, again, he just naturally has a ton of fire, which makes him, it's one of the things I love about that kid. He hates to lose. He is a competitive guy, but sometimes he can kind of cross the line a little bit and become emotional. And, you know, you just got to channel it a little bit better at times.
And you spoke on the defensive ends. How has the move of Peter Woods and Cam Story to defenseman kind of uplifted the defensive tackle unit? And
Yeah.
So you had 3 sacks today.
It's been good. Caden missed some time, so we just got him back. He's been out the last few practices, so it's good to get him back today. That's a good move for him. He'll keep progressing. I mean, Peter can play anywhere, honestly. I mean, there's really nowhere I don't think he can play. He could go play middle linebacker if you wanted him to. He's just one of our best football players. And I hate he couldn't go today, but you know, he'll do what he needs to do this summer to really build on what he did this spring. And, you know, he'll be a guy that if he's on the field, you'll notice him. That's for sure. So we've got some options, we've got some flexibility within that group, and certainly Peter gives us, you know, the ability. I mean, you know, it could be some third down, you know, long situations. He can bump inside. You know, maybe want to get your best pass rushers on the field or whatever it may be. But he gives us a lot of options as a football player.
Coach, what's something you've seen out of Cade that you haven't compared to years past?
this scramble?
I think just the game slowed down for him. Last year you could tell that, he just sometimes wasn't really paying attention to situational stuff. Wants to make every play. Wants to third, like one play today, 3rd and 13. Last year he's trying to get 14 yards somewhere. And today 3rd and 13 in a plus territory situation, he checks the ball down to Sapp or Olsen. I can't remember which one it was, and maybe you get the first down, or maybe you get 4th and 1 or 2 when you put yourself in a go for it situation, or you add on to the field goal, whatever it may be. Those plays are huge. And that's an area that I don't think he did a good job with, especially early the first half of the season. It drive you crazy. It's 2nd and 10, and it was a real opportunity to make it 3rd and 3. But he's trying to, hold the ball to get it to wherever, because he's just wired that way. And there's nothing wrong with checking that ball down. It's right there. So maybe we don't get the first down, but it's situationally now it's 3rd and 2. And so it's good to see. That's probably the biggest thing. I just think his awareness situationally has really improved. I just think it's a product of the game has slowed down from him. He's been through some battles. He's just got some experience. And, he's kind of come out the other side bruised and scarred and calloused. And that's now he's got a little different perspective. And that's serving him well. So he's a great kid. He's a relentless worker and really, really talented. So I'm excited because I know he's going to go do what he needs to do this summer. I think he's 204, and he'll probably come back probably around 210 or so. So he's just kind of transforming, and maturing right before our eyes. And I think he's going to make a lot of big plays, have a lot of big wins for his time is up here at Clemson.
Looks like Linthicum and Keith Adams both got a little banged up. They both okay?
I think everybody's okay. I don't. Nobody's brought anything to me of anything significant. That could change between today and tomorrow, but I think we're okay.
You made a point about in some past press conferences about the talent that you have at running back and the amount of people that you have there, and coming into the spring game and in the spring game, seeing those players like Jarvis, seeing Strecco, seeing those guys not get tons of yards, but also see their skills out on the field. What do you think you saw out of those guys? How do you feel about it?
First of all, how about little Strecco? He's just a tough, gritty kid. He's got ability. He's a D1 guy. He had an opportunity to go to military academies, and he decided he was going to not do that and wanted to walk on at Clemson. And if he sticks with it, he'll be a guy that'll help this football team. He's a talented kid. So good to have him, and good for him to get an opportunity today. Probably wouldn't have got as much opportunity if Muff was playing. So it's good for him to be able to show, hey, look, I'm getting better, and he is. But Keith Adams has had an awesome spring for us. He made a little play out there today on a screen that he extended and ended up getting the first down on. And those are the things that's good to see from him. He's done a better job of catching the ball. But he's a good guy that's definitely positioned himself to help us. Jarvis, same thing. You can just kind of count on Jarvis to be where he's supposed to be, doing what he's supposed to do. And then Easy E, the good thing for him is Jay Haynes was out. So he was able to really probably get a lot more work. He's taking advantage of that. And early part of spring, man, you could tell it was spinning. But the latter part of the spring, he took some steps forward. So big summer for him. And then, hopefully we'll have Jay Haynes ready to roll come fall camp. He's a guy that we're all eager to see in some live work.
Avion had a great freshman season last year, picked up right where he left off today. Big tackle on 3rd and 1 to force a punt.
Yeah, he's a baller. He's just a kid that knows how to play. Knows how to play, loves to play, hates to win, ultra competitive, he's a guy I'm really, really glad is on our team, because I know what I'm going to get from Avion every single day, every single play, and a lot of good days ahead for him.
Coach, there was 21 tackles for loss recorded today. How do you plan on cleaning that up from an offensive line perspective over the summer?
Well, we'll put our team together. That'll help for sure. That's always helps. That's one of the things when you know you're good on defense. That's one of those things you can probably expect when you split your team. And you got some guys not out there as well, but that's the biggest thing. But you got to go play. You got to go play and expose guys. You need to teach guys and things like that. But just put it all together. Go. A lot of work to do this summer from a technique, fundamental skills and drills stuff. I think if you really like, y'all don't get to see our grades, but if you really look at like our grades, for example, in that position, the one thing that's a real positive is they're grading at a high level from an assignment standpoint. Like they know what to do. Like they're doing a really good job, like high level grades. But then when you look at their technique grade, we got some of them that are, they're down here. And so a lot of work that we need to do from a technique standpoint, a fundamental standpoint, a footwork standpoint. Maybe it's just understanding a little bit more of a bigger picture, and so you can anticipate from a launch standpoint, things like that. So that's some of the stuff we got to do. But the main thing is just be together as a group, and we'll have a shot.
I think during the spring we heard a lot about Wesco's ability to track the ball in the air. Good ball skills, I guess. That over-the-shoulder catch, that's something you've seen in practice a lot.
Yep, we have seen it a lot. He's done a great job. Really proud of that kid in the spring that he had. He's definitely put himself in position to help us. Got to have a big summer, it's a long season, and right now he's not built for it. He's got a lot of work to do between now and August. The good news is it's not like he's got to go and play 70 snaps and things like that. I mean, we're going to be a deep group. When we put it all together, it's going to be an impressive group of dudes. When it's all said and done, as good as we've been in a while, I believe if we keep it all together, they stay healthy. So, but he's a guy he's going to be a factor. I can guarantee you that. But we gotta, and I think he's already gained about 7-8 pounds since he got here. So big summer, kind of building a little bit more of a foundation for him, and then naturally he does stuff. From a technique standpoint, he does it naturally, and so that's the thing I'm most excited about. He's a very committed kid. But even today, early on in the game, he gets widened out, and he hadn't really seen that. Then all of a sudden he misses a block. It happens fast. And so this was a big day. He'll make big strides from today. And then what did he do? He settled down, made a couple of tough catches, a contested catch, break a tackle, a little yards after the catch. Obviously the big touchdown catch. So he's got excellent ball skills and a great frame and a great body. That we can really build from this point forward.
Think about 2-3 more for Coach if anybody has any.
What do you think about the head coaching jobs of Coach Goodwin and Riley today?
Well, Coach Riley won, so that's all that matters, right? No, it's great. It's a great opportunity for those guys, and for Kyle calling the plays on the other side too, and they stole Harris we had an in-game portal move. Took Harris right off their team. That didn't help them, but it's good for Harris and Trent today to get all those reps. Snapping at center was really good. So it was fun. It's fun to be able to split the staff like that. It's a good experience for them. Good development opportunity.
I guess how big of a play was that high point by Josh Sapp in terms of his confidence and building this?
Yeah, he's just he's a guy that, again, I don't know, 2-star recruit or whatever. He's a baller. That kid can play. He can play. He's going to help us. He made some plays last year, but just a kid that knows how to play the game. I've heard me say this many times. He's played about every position. I've watched him growing up. He played quarterback. He played tight end. He played receiver. He played safety. He played linebacker. He played DN. He just understands the game. Played running back. He's done it all. So just savvy kid that knows how to play. That was a big time play. He just does things with a lot of confidence. So he's had a great spring and a guy that I'm certainly excited about. You know, being able to be a guy we can count on week in and week out.
Go final question here.
Just thoughts on CV. You talked about kind of wanting to get him into a competitive environment like this.
Yeah, had a really good spring. Had a really good spring. He's going to, you know, we'll see the tape, a couple of those plays he'd like to have back today, but really good spring. And today was good for him. It was good for him. He's a big kid, got a big arm. He's very accurate with the ball, and you know, just proud of his development, proud of what we were able to get done with him, and made a lot of plays this spring with his legs as well. And you know, today was a good opportunity for him. It's been a while since he's played in a game, so that was really good for him.
All right.
Thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Thanks, Coach. I don't want you to have to hold it up the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.